Hello everybody and welcome to another video. And first of all, I'm going to start off by apologising. I haven't uploaded a video for probably about a week or so now. Can't remember, it's been a while. But I've had a couple of personal issues that I've had to deal with over the past week or so, and that would be the reason for that. Now that that's out of the way, today we're going to be revisiting a band called Roses Unread. I checked them out about 5 or 6 months ago when I listened to a track called Rapture. And as I recall, I quite enjoyed the track. You know, I thought it was pretty good. There was a little sort of vocal quirk, if you will, that vocalist Alison Purifoy displayed within that track. As I come to understand it, that's something that can't be helped. It's just something. It's just something that happens with her voice when she sings, and you know, it's something that I didn't particularly like that much, but it didn't like ruin the experience for me. Now, I have heard a lot of their music since then, since I have managed. I have got my hands on pretty much their entire discography, thanks to the band. And so yeah, the track we're going to be looking at today is a track called The Ugly Truth, which actually comes off the Rapture EP. So I have actually heard this track before. However, they've just released a music video for it about 4 or 5 days ago now. They've just released a new video for it. So, like I said, I have heard the track before. Although, saying that, I probably couldn't tell you which one it is, because, you know, there's a lot of tracks of theirs to listen to, and I haven't listened to them that much. Yeah. Got some lyrics up here, and we'll see what we have. So we're going to look at The Ugly Truth by Roses Unread. Let's have a look.
I'm down, down, down to nothing. Feeling alone. I'm lost, lost, lost without you. Since you've been gone. Checked my phone too many times. Played your voice inside my head. Can't dream at night when you're not in my bed. Tossing and
There we go. The Ugly Truth by Roses Unread. It's a very, very good track. It's, it starts off really sort of mellow and quiet, and then it sort of builds up into that sort of heavy rock sort of style of music, and it's a good track. Video's a bit unusual. I mean, what the hell is a bathtub doing it in the middle of a, clearing? I don't know, but, since when do videos have to make any sense? I mean, she was also surrounded by 3 people with sacks for heads, so, But anyway, it's not a particularly deep song, I'll say that much. It's a pretty much of a song about infidelity, about a partner cheating, essentially. That's all it seems to be about. It's not particularly deep narrative behind the actual song. And it goes, I'm down, down, down to nothing. Feeling alone, I'm lost, lost, lost without you, since you've been gone. Checking my phone too many times, played your voice inside my head. Can't dream at night when you're not in my bed. Tossing and turning, burning, yearning for your love. So at the moment, within that first verse, she's just talking about how she's missing someone. She feels like she can't sleep without this person by her side, and she just keeps checking her phone to see whether they've messaged, to see whether they've tried calling and she's missed it, that sort of thing. But then it goes into the sort of chorus bit. It says, don't think I don't know where you lie. Don't think you know where I hide. I see you, I see her, I see everything. I see the ugly truth hidden by a dream. So that first line there of the chorus, I don't think I don't know where you lie, sort of immediately gives a hint of, don't think I know what you are up to. I know what's going on. And of course later on it says, I see you, I see her, I see everything, I see the ugly truth. So it's like, I see what you're doing, I know who you're doing it with, I've seen everything, I know what's going on. You can't hide it from me. I know what's happening. It carries on, you're up to something and leaving a mess. I read those letters where you confessed. And then it goes, checked your phone too many times, played her voice inside my head. Can't dream at night when she's there in your bed, tossing and turning, burning, yearning for her love. So she's sort of changed up the pre-chorus there. She's saying, you're up to something, and you're leaving a mess. You're sort of ruining the good thing that you had with me, essentially, and you're destroying everything good that you had for this other person. And she says that I read those letters where you confessed. So whether he's actually written her a letter saying, look, I've gone off to be with this woman, etc., or whether they're like love letters between this guy and his other woman, and he's sort of calling it a confession where it's not really a confession, but there's definite things going on between him and this other woman, so it's sort of admitting to it just by leaving those letters there where she could find them. And then it goes, checked your phone too many times. Whereas at the beginning it's like, checked my phone too many times, where she was waiting for a phone call from him to see if he was like contacting her. Now it's him checking his phone too many times, maybe waiting for a message from this other woman, or maybe she's checked his phone too many times and found voice messages from her, because the next line there says, played her voice inside my head. So whether she's just sort of imagined what this woman's voice is going to sound like from like these letters that she's found, or she's heard voicemails from this woman on her partner's phone, sort of thing, so she's playing it over and over and over inside her head. And she says, can't dream at night when she's there in your bed, because now she's over processing, she's thinking too much, knowing that he's in bed with some other woman. And, you know, deep down, she really, really loves this guy. She really wants him back. But, you know, this sort of torment is going on in her mind and she can't sleep because of it. Then it goes back into that chorus. Don't think I don't know where you lie. Don't think you know where I hide. I see you, I see her, I see everything. I see the ugly truth hidden by a dream. Excuse me. Oh dear. Excuse me. Then it sort of goes into a... I don't know if you call it a bridge, but she keeps repeating "dream on" over and over again, and in the background, very subtly, you can hear someone saying "keep dreaming on." And then it goes back into that chorus after they come out of that, says, "Don't think I don't know where you lie. Don't think you know where I hide. I see you, I see her, I see everything. I see the ugly truth hidden by a dream." And that's it. Like I said, it's not a particularly deep song, but you know, there is a sort of story and a meaning behind it. And it's a pretty sort of standard, you know, song of infidelity, you know, cheating, you know, some guy being an arsehole because he's not happy with what he's got. And it always seems to be guys that these songs are based on, you know. Even though women do it too. It's always men that get songs sung about. Anyway. So yeah, I mean, the actual performance of the song I really, really liked. I think it's very, very good. You know, like I say, I've managed to get my hands on their entire discography thanks to the band themselves. And, you know, I do enjoy their music. I haven't actually listened to it that much, but then I've been getting so much music to review over the last, like, year or so that, you know, I don't really get a chance to listen to too many bands over and over and over again at the moment. But, you know, I did enjoy... I do enjoy their music, and I did enjoy that track. So yeah, pretty decent. And a good and interesting video, if not a little bizarre in some places. But there we go. I'll leave that as it is. If anybody would like to suggest a track for me to react to, then please do so. By all means, drop a comment in the comment section below, or message me on my Facebook or my Instagram, or even message me through my Patreon, where you could also help to support this channel, which would be of great help to me. There is also an option through Patreon where you can get your suggestion jumped to the front of the queue, should you so desire. There are a couple of limitations on that, however, just to be fair to other people. And if you suggest tracks through any regular means, such as comments through Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube comments, do know it might take me a while to get around to your suggestion, since I do get suggested so many new tracks every single day that I cannot keep up. You know, I get so many new tracks suggested, I can't record all of them all at the same time, so, you know, it might take me a while to get around to them. I do write down every suggestion I get, however, so, you know, I'll get it done eventually. It's just going to take me a while to get around to it, I'm afraid. Also, Metalhead Reacts is a proud supporter of the Sophie Lancaster Foundation, a British-based charity whose main goal is to put an end to hate crimes, specifically those aimed towards people of the alternative culture. And it's something that I think really, really needs more attention bringing to it, because it's something that gets so widely ignored that, you know, people just, you know, it just seems that people don't care about the fact that this is happening. That people are getting violently attacked just purely because of the music that they listen to, or the, you know, the way that they dress. And, you know, I'm not just talking about simple little things like, you know, getting insults shouted at you from, like, across the street, or getting shoulder barged as you're walking down the road. No, I'm talking about violent crimes where people are getting, like, severely, brutally attacked. You know, people are getting hospitalised with, like, broken bones and sometimes even more life-threatening injuries just purely for the fact of their taste in music, or, you know, the clothes that they wear. And, you know, it's a very real problem. It's been going around for years. It's something I've been dealing with for a very large portion of my life, for almost 30 years. And, members of my family have fallen victim to this. Many of my friends have fallen victim to this sort of thing. And, nothing ever gets said. Nothing ever gets done. Because no one cares. And it's like, every day we hear about all these other hate crimes, like sexism, racism, homophobia, transphobia, religious hatred and whatnot. We hear about these every single day. From the most violent and heinous of these crimes where someone is brutally murdered because of the colour of their skin, or their religious belief, or, their sexual identity, what have you. Down to the most pathetic of these, where like an entitled white woman is calling the police because a family of colour are having a picnic in a public space. We hear every facet of those things every single day, but we hear nothing about these people that are getting brutalised just because of the music that they listen to, because of the taste in music and, the clothes that they wear. But it happens. The last time there was any widespread media about this was about 13 years ago, when Sophie Lancaster and her boyfriend Rob Maltby were violently attacked and brutally beaten so severely that they both ended up in a coma. Now, Rob Maltby, he survived the attack. Thankfully, he was in a coma for about a week or so. A little bit over a week, I can't remember exactly how long. But he managed to survive. He pulled through. Sophie Lancaster, on the other hand, she was in a coma for 13 days before she succumbed to her injuries and she died. This young woman was 20 years old and she was beaten to death. She was murdered just purely for the fact that she listened to alternative music and wore alternative clothing. And that was 13 years ago that happened. And since that happened, we've never heard of a single thing since. But I know for a fact, I absolutely know for a fact that things have happened since then. A couple of years ago, there was a young woman in Glasgow, I think it was. And she was of dark skin, she was a dark-skinned individual, but she was also into heavy metal and whatnot. And she was violently attacked out on the street for no reason whatsoever. She was actually running a charity gig at a club in Glasgow, to raise money for charity. And during the night, she had to pop back to her home, which was only a 5-minute walk away from the venue. She had to change or something because she damaged her boots or something like that. She just had to go home, change her boots, and then go back to the venue. And like I said, this place was about 5 minutes from where she worked. And she was jumped and beaten and kicked and punched and violently attacked by a group of people just purely because of the music that she listened to and the clothes that she was wearing. They didn't care about the colour of her skin. They beat her brutally because of, her taste in music. Now, a taxi driver passing by didn't even call the police. He pressed a panic button and then just carried on along his way. And after this group of people had heard that, they set on her a second time. And this was only within a couple of meters of her own front door. And she hadn't done anything to provoke these people. She had been running a charity gig at night. She needed to pop home and then back again, and that's all. And she was set upon by a group of people just purely for the fact that she was from the alternative culture. And this happened fairly recently, maybe a couple of years ago. But that wasn't widespread throughout the media. Why was that not widespread through the media? It was a violent and brutal attack on someone for prejudice. Yeah. And we heard nothing about it. And why didn't we hear anything about it? Because no one died. And that is unacceptable. We shouldn't have to wait for someone to lose their life before we hear about stuff like this. We shouldn't have to wait for someone to die before this subject gets spoken about. When you can't even walk 5 minutes down the street to get to your own home without getting violently attacked by a group of people, and it's always a group of people, things are way out of control. We shouldn't have to fear walking down the street just in case we get 10 shades kicked out of us just because of our taste in music. It's unacceptable. Something needs to be done. You know, we can't allow what happened to Sophie Lancaster happen again. It's unacceptable that it happened in the first place. It should never have happened in the first place, but we most certainly cannot allow it to happen again. And this is what the Sophie Lancaster Foundation is all about. They want to bring more attention to the fact that this is happening and put a stop to it. So, you know, so that another family doesn't have to go through what they went through when they had to watch their daughter slowly die over the course of 2 weeks. It's something that really needs the attention, because, you know, it's a very real problem that's just getting ignored, and by ignoring it, we're essentially allowing these people to get away with it. And we just cannot allow that. Something has to be done. Now, if you'd like to find out more about the Sophie Lancaster Foundation, there is a link to their website in the description below. You can go over there, find out what they're working on at the moment, find out what their main goal is, because they can explain it a lot better than I can. And if you can help them out in any small way, you know, whether it's a small donation through their website or something as simple as one of these wristbands off their web store, you know, that would make a great help. Obviously, don't feel obligated to do so, but, you know, if you fancy helping them out, that would be fantastic. And the smallest amount can make the biggest difference. And the sooner we bring more attention to this, the sooner we get more people talking about this, the sooner we can help to stamp out prejudice, hatred, and intolerance everywhere. But I'm going to leave that as it is for the time being. Thank you all very, very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.